New at 10, he paid to get a license to drive a tractor trailer. One problem, the instructor kept falling asleep while they were on the road.
So he taped it, and what happened next is why the student called Help Me Howard with Patrick Fraser.
There is something about being behind the wheel of a tractor trailer, says Edward Chaparro.
Just some peace, tranquility, and then, yeah, it's just by yourself doing your job. I like it.
Edward drove a tow truck for a living, but his goal, heading out in an 18-wheeler.
It was my dream to do cross country later on, go on my own, buy my own truck.
And so he signed up at a trucking school, paid $5,250, and went to work to get his Class A license.
A big percentage is a booklet they provide you with, and you gotta basically learn the whole 5 pages.
At school, the drivers learned how to park, move around cones, and then they got to take the big rig out on the road with an instructor. Meet Edward's instructor.
And then next thing I look to my right and I see him sleeping. And I'm like, hey, you okay? Got worried.
Yep. Instead of instructions to improve his driving, Edward says the 4 times he drove with the teacher, he got snoozing.
Yeah, he slept all the time that I will be on the road. He'll be sleeping.
When Edward took the test to get his trucker's license, he failed. He blamed the lack of instructions from his sleeping teacher. So before he had to pay to take another test, he headed to the office.
I took a video and I went up to the bosses, the owners, and I showed them the video. They got mad at me. They said I was supposed to make that video. The
next day, Edward was back at school, where he says his sleepy teacher met him in the parking lot. You can imagine he was not happy.
I was staying away, trying to stay away from the guy. He kept on putting his hands on me.
After the confrontation, the instructor was fired, but Edward was kicked out of the school and told he was not getting his $5,250 back.
This can't be happening to me. It's like a nightmare. Like, is this really happening to me? Like,
didn't get his trucker's license, didn't get his money back, and now can't afford to go to another school.
I cry because I have a baby and I have to provide for her.
Well, Howard, Edward was kicked out of school. Can they refuse to return his money?
Legally, this is tricky. On the one hand, Edward should not have been videotaping while driving a tractor trailer. On the other hand, the teacher should have been supervising and not sleeping. But a judge will probably side with Edward and conclude it's a breach of contract and they owe him the money to finish at another school.
We spoke to the owner of the driving school. He said Edward should have never videotaped the instructor, but should have told us because we have cameras on the trucks. But he added that's not why he was expelled. We decided to dismiss Edward and the instructor because they got into an argument, almost an altercation, and we don't allow that. The owner added, we do not give refunds, but we'll return $800 to Edward so he can take the driving test at another school.
Yeah, I got a check from him for $800.
Edward enrolled in another school, passed the driving test, got his Class A license, and is now looking for a job driving an 18-wheeler.
Thank you. I want to appreciate, for all the help.
Good luck on the road, Edward. And if it's not clear to Howard who violated the contract, how can a non-lawyer like most of us know if our contract is being broken? You can't. Just use common sense and check out reviews for the company before you sign anything. Had a long haul trying to solve a problem? Ready to shift gears? Load up and contact us. See if we can come through in the clutch to keep you trucking. With us, Help Me Howard and Patrick Fraser, 7 News.